All right. All right. This morning, I'm gonna show y'all how to build a fire the old-fashioned way. My house was built in the '60s, so they did um, put a fireplace in it. Okay. Um, so I want to show y'all how to build a fire the old-fashioned way. Um, as you can see, I already got my wood stacked up in there and some paper. Um, and I used to have to do this every morning growing up in the country. We did this every morning. But a lot of times we didn't have no starter fluid. Back then, starter fluid was kerosene. All right. Um, I think kerosene back then was about 5 or 10 cents a gallon. Now it's about $6 a gallon. But anyway, you start off uh, with some dry pine wood. Them two pieces right there, a dry pine wood, and I got a couple other pieces under here. What's on top is basically oak wood. Okay. Now when I grew up, we didn't have a fireplace, but we had a heater. Okay, and it had a hole in the wall that ran to the chimney. All right, and it probably set out, oh, I don't know, probably about uh, 3 or 4 feet, and we'd run a stovepipe from the heater to the wall, to the hole in the wall, and let the smoke go up to the chimney. Right. Um, and I just had to get up every morning and make a fire. Because, see, I grew up in a house that we didn't have no um, electricity, so that's why I got these lamps. See, that's why I got these lamps, because that's what I grew up with, an old-fashioned lamp. Okay, you know, you put the shade on, and that would be your light. That'd be your light. Okay, this is an old-fashioned lamp right here. All right, I keep about one or two of them around just in case the power go out. But we didn't have no candles back then. Uh, there were candles back then, but we didn't have none. We used lamps, and we fueled those lamps with kerosene. Nowadays they got what you call lamp oil. I think one of my one of my one of my uh, lamps up here, they have some kerosene oil. Okay, see, um, but I keep one or two lamps around just in case my power go out. I got to buy some more fuel for my lamps. So I had to get up every morning since I was the only child in the house with my adopted parents. It was my duty to get up every morning and make a fire. All right, and I still do it today in my fireplace because I love a fireplace. This is a small fireplace, but after you get your wood and everything on, you know, I went to Family Dollar and bought some cheap starter fluid. Okay, you can use this for charcoal, or you can use it just to start a fire. Now, A lot of people say that you start a fire from the top, but I was always taught to start a fire from the bottom. So what I do is I'm just sprinkle some of this fuel on here, real good, okay? And now I'll get me a piece of toilet paper and my little scoop right here, and I like that toilet paper. As a safety precaution, I'll use the scoop to put that paper where I want it, because I want that fire to start from the bottom. So I put that paper right in there where I throw that fuel at. Okay? All right? Just to get it hot. And you got a fire. Okay? Now it'll die down a little bit, but I want it to get hot enough so we can get that pine wood hot, because that pine wood is what's going to fuel everything. Dry pine. You know, and I could have got one of them old logs that they have, them old fire logs to start it with, but I like that dry pine. And that's how you roughly build a fire in a fireplace. Now, you see these two things right here? If you can see them, you got 1, 2. These are called fire dogs. All right? That's what they're called. They're called fire dogs. And the purpose of a fire dog was to hold the wood up in the fireplace. Okay? That was the purpose of the fire dog. And those fire dogs weigh about 30 pounds apiece. All right, each one of them. They're made out of nothing but steel. And they get hot and throw out heat. Yeah, this is an old-fashioned fireplace. You know, and I don't want it to burn too hot, because, you know, I work here. I got my desk and everything here where I do my little work and some videos. Because if I really pile a lot of wood in here, have wood all over here, and wood all over here, and in the middle, it'll get so hot in here until I'll have to really move a lot further away from it, because it'll really put out some heat if I you know, get it too hot, put a lot of wood on it. Now you see it's done died down. Now it'll burn real slow, you know, unless I put some more fuel to it. You see what I'm saying? But I just want it to burn about like it's burning now. I want it to burn a little bit better. Okay? But I don't want it to burn too fast. And if you want to put some more fuel on it, you have to be real careful once it's lit, because it really go. So you put some more fuel on it. See, but that's basically how you build a fire in a fireplace. You know, and get this a little bit hotter. I need that pine. I need that pine to get a little bit hotter. Once that pine get hot and get the burning real good, it'll keep that fire going. It'll start that oak wood. The oak is hard to burn. You have to get oak real hot for it to burn. You don't have to have as much heat to get the pine wood started, but that oak wood have to get real hot. A lot of people, when they barbecue, uh, they use oak wood. They have a burn pit that they start first, and then they transfer the coals, the hot coals from the burn pit to the cooker. Cause oak wood makes some hot coals for cooking with. Okay, now if you notice, that pine is burning real good under there. See? So now the pine done got hot enough now, it'll burn real good now. See? And sometimes I'll get a little hungry and I'll get me a sweet potato. All right. And, and grease it up, wash it real good and grease it up with some butter. And wrap it up in aluminum foil, and I'll put that potato right there in that fire and let it cook. But see, I'm country. I'm used to getting up, making a fire every morning during the winter. Now we also had a wood cooking stove. And boy, my adopted mama, boy, I would have to fire that thing, keep it running. And boy, let me tell you something, boy, my adopted mama could put down some cooking on that wooden stove, man. She done cooked many a meal on that wooden stove. Baked many pies and cakes. So see, when it comes down to hard times, all right, I know how to survive. All right. Now, I'm gonna get my light, show you something else that I got in this fireplace right here. Let me get my light so you can see. Way in the back in this fireplace, I don't know whether you can see it or not. Let's see my light. Come here, light. This light always act crazy. Well, you can't see it now, but I got a grill in the far back there. You might can see the corner of it right there. It's a grill back there. All right. Sometimes when that fire died down and you got good old hot coals, when you got good old hot coals in this area right here, okay, I'll pull that grill down over these fire dogs. These fire dogs go all the way to the back of the fireplace. They reach all the way to the back. Okay? I'll pull that grill down, okay? And with them hot coals being on the bottom, well, I'll set me a pot. I'll set me a pot right there. All right? And warm up me some food, or even cook me some food. All right? I got a wire brush where I can clean them grills. Well, it's just basically racks, okay, that fits over a grill. It's the racks that fits over a grill. All right? And I'll get those racks, okay, and I'll clean them real good with my wire brush. And with them hot coals down there, man, I can grill me up some chicken wings or, you know, uh, chicken legs or some pork chop, whatever I want to grill, right here in the fireplace. Back in the day, people used to cook in a fireplace like this right here. They had a hanger up in here, up in this part, okay, that they could hang a pot, the old Dutch pots they used to have back in the day. And they would cook right there for the fireplace. Yeah. But that's it, y'all. That's how you build a fire in a fireplace. You want it to go just like that right there. I don't want it to get no hotter than that right there. All right. And I can sit here and kick off my shoes and, you know, warm my feet. My feet get cold. I can warm my feet, you know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good to have. You know, you can sort of dry your clothes if you got something that you needed to wash out. You know, one or two items. Yeah. You can put them on something and put them up, come about right along here, and it'll dry it. It'll dry your clothes. There's a lot of stuff you can do with a fireplace. Now, I don't worry about too much soot getting in my chimney. I do need to call the chimney cleaners and have them inspect it. Uh, and may have to clean the soot because you don't want too much soot building up in your chimney because it'll cause a fire. Uh, what happens? A lot of soot, balls of soot will come out about the size of a buckshot, and they'll be flammable. It'll be like a big old spark, but that spark will go up in the air and then it'll fall on your roof, and you could cause a fire. if you get a lot of soot built up in the chimney. But depending on what kind of wood you burn, determines how much a smut or soot you'll have in your fire, in your chimney. Um, I burn dry wood. Okay, so it don't put out a lot of soot. I burn dry pine as a starter. Uh, but now if you burn green pine, and which green pine will burn, and it'll burn real good if it's split. The logs won't burn that well, if they're not, if they're too big. The small logs will burn real good, but the big logs won't burn that good. Um, but green pine that hadn't been dried out, um, it'll burn, but it'll burn with a lot of soot, and that'll clog up your chimney. Yeah. So there it is, folks. That's how you build a fire in a fireplace. As you can see. And then once a lot of ashes build up, you just take this little. I got me a little shovel here. See, I got me a little shovel here, and all I do is just take the shovel and scoop up the smut. I don't know what's wrong with this crazy ass light. I don't know what's wrong with it. It might be time for some new batteries. I don't know. Yeah, so that's what I do. I throw my cigarette butts right in the fireplace and let them burn up. Yeah, it's getting pretty hot now. I got to sort of back away because it's putting out a lot of heat. So that's how you build a fire. Once it die down, once that wood gets burning real good, you know, if I want to put me a good log on there, you know, now it's about time to put me a good log on it, and that log will keep fire all day. Yeah, you put your good log on it. But all this wood I got on now is split. Is dry pine, on the bottom, and basically it's split oak wood. You know, I get me a load of wood nowadays for about $70. Back in the day, I remember you could get 3 loads of wood for $70, but now you can't get but 1 load. And if I burn every day, all day, uh, a load of wood would last me a month. But I don't. If it's real cold, which I'm just building a fire this morning. I'm just building a fire this morning just to show y'all how it's done. It's not that it's not that cold out here this morning. It's probably around uh, probably 35 degrees. I ain't got my phone with me because my phone is recording right now. But it's not that hot. I mean, it's not that cold this morning. Well, I'm just doing this to show y'all how you build a fire in a fireplace. All right, and then I'll do another video later on when when that batch of wood when that batch of wood uh, burn down some, then I'll get my grades. I'll get my grade from the back and put on my fire dogs, and then I'll show y'all how you can cook. I'll show you how you can cook right there from your fireplace. So if my electricity go out, all right, I got my lamps and my candles as a backup. Uh, and I got wood, solid fluid, so I can still feed myself. I can still cook right here in the fireplace. And by that, my grade is as wide as the dog from here to here. All right, so I can put several pots on. I can put several pots on and cook. Okay, and I'll show y'all how that's done later on. Uh, I'm gonna do another video on how to do that. Well, you can cook right there from your fireplace. And you know, I mean, I'm 68 years old. If my birthday, if I see my birthday on April the 25th, a couple of months from now, I'll be 69. Okay, it ain't about, it ain't so much about how much you got. All right, how good you living. It's about survival. Okay, can you survive if the power go out? Hmm? Can you survive if say for instance the you go to the grocery store and there's no food in the grocery store? Can you survive? Do you know how to survive off of the land? Can you go out there and fish and hunt? You know, that's what it's all about. It's about survival. Okay, you can cook it from a fireplace just like you can cook in stove. You say, well, how's common sense? How do you bake from fireplace? Hmm? Well, that's not that hard of a question to answer. If you got you a good baking pan, yeah, you can bake in the fireplace. I can do anything within this fireplace right here, as far as cooking is concerned, that you can do on that stove. All right. 'Cause I don't eat that much bread to begin with, because I'm a diabetic. So, okay, bread is not a big issue to me. I don't have to have bread, but I know how to make fried bread. Hmm? I know how to make cornbread. See, once you hit popping like that, see that it's burning good. Yeah, that's a good fire. That's a good fire right there. Yeah, that's a good fire right there. See, it'll heat up. It'll heat up my living room. That's a good fire right there. So I ain't gonna hold y'all long, people. Y'all be blessed. Um, I'll put up another video after this later on today and show y'all how to cook in the fireplace. I'm gone, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Take care.